bring Mike to the witness stand.
Mr. Mike, you'd like to come up, please? Over here. Right, so I'd like you to swear on the Bible, please. Put your hand up. I don't know. It doesn't matter if you believe or not. It's just part of the procedures here.
I swear.
Right. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, and the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Coming up then, please, sir, and
Alright.
question your witness. Or, sorry, present your case, sir.
I have a statement. I have a statement.
Of course.
I'm Shay. The man's been chased by Warrior and Shad for the past 2 weeks for wrongful reasons. And I'm gonna break this case open real quick. Shad Marley, you were chasing me 2 weeks ago, right? I watched you slip and fall over and hurt your back. Now you say you hurt yourself at the event, but I beg to differ. I reckon you hurt yourself before that event, as I witnessed it myself.
Now, do you have any other proof?
I mean,
I have an objection to that statement.
You take Warrior and you put him up here and make him
Rejected.
bleed. You have to keep the truth. You have to, he'll know. He saw it too. He'll know.
I said if they want to call witnesses, witnesses can be called up. Now, Mr. Peterson, you said you had a question for this here witness. Please come up.
Yes. How does this... It may nullify the injuries of Shad Marley if this event even happened. But how does that explain the injuries of Kayla Shaw?
I mean, I'm not really here to sure. I'm more here for Shad Marley to make sure that he doesn't get what he thinks he should get. Taylor Shaw can do what she wants, but I'm just here to make sure that Shad Marley doesn't get anything because he doesn't deserve it. Because he's a two-faced liar.
Would this might be biased in your favor? Simply be run from the Fish and Game Wildlife for multiple charges of illegal hunting? Object.
No, there's no.
Sustained. Come on up, please, sir. What is your objection?
None of this has to do with what's currently going on in this trial.
You are correct, Mr.
Fish.
Mr. Peterson. Please keep it relevant.
The fact that I showed up here in the first place just proves the point of how important my statement is.
I retract.
Syndicate, do you have any more questions for your witness here?
I've got a question for my witness. Do you believe at any time the drivers were... Excuse me. Do you believe everybody was given adequate warning that the downhill tumble was going to be dangerous?
I mean, I was not there, so I cannot speak on. Just stand by my statement about Shad Marley being a two-faced liar and his back being injured.
I'd like to present Wario then, as a witness.
Thank you, Mr. Shea. You may go back to the public seating. Mr. Rain, if that man cucks one more time, I'd like you to hit him over the head with your golf club, please.
Thank you.
Now, coming up, Mr. Warrior.
I got the wrong chicken, it seems.
Mr. Warrior, if you'd like to put your hand up, please, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Right.
I do.
Proceed, Syndicate, sir.
Alright, Wario. This is my question for you. Do you believe that the passengers in your vehicle were the responsibility at the time of the syndicate?
Personally, no, I do not think so. They were not forced to be there.
And, Wario, do you unlock and lock your own car?
For the most, in the majority of times, yes.
Okay, so if you had locked your doors, would you say that these two wouldn't have been able to get in your car?
Answer the question, Mr. Wario.
If I lock my car, then no one's able to get in.
Yeah. So would you say that what is irrelevant to the entire trial, that this is entirely dependent on who you let in your car, and it is not the responsibility of the syndicate?
Well, as you just said, it's the responsibility of me, I the one who let them in.
And you are not the one being sued here, so it is not your responsibility at this time to pay these damages. Thank you, Wario.
Mr. Peterson, do you have any questions for Mr. Wario here, sir?
Actually, I have an objection to his statement. Well, the statement's about responsibility. Obviously, it is not Mr. Wario's responsibility. I feel that question is summarily pointless and a diversion. It happened on your property, on your grounds, under your event,
Objection.
and under your supervision.
Sustained. What's your objection, sir?
This did not happen on our grounds and not on our property. We actually had to exit the property to participate in this event.
What do you have to say against
still
that?
Under your jurisdiction, correct?
Not at all, sir. The downhill tumble was just a name we gave for a hillside.
They lie.
That does not make sense in the slightest.
Mr. Peterson, it's not about what makes sense or not. Just please keep your questions.
An event that you were hosting.
The event was not listed. The event was not advertised.
Okay, please be silent. Mr. Peterson is up and he's talking.
Mr. Wario, I want to make it exceptionally clear that you are not being sued with these questions. Now, you invited Mr. Marley and Miss Shaw into your vehicle of your own will, correct?
That is correct, yes. I wanted to get, more familiar with my future father-in-law. Well, mother-in-law, I'm sorry.
Now, leading up to this event, I will ask you the same question I asked Mr. Marley. Did any of the advertisement, any marketing of this event advertise the dangers and or possible injuries you may suffer in this event?
Yes.
Cite them.
Judge?
The notices over the radio.
Yes. Let's just have a brief recess a moment. What was that? Sorry, someone called out for the judge.
Getting attacked from the stands over here. They're throwing stuff at us. I don't think that's very professional.
Hello there. If you folk in the audience, if I catch shut the fuck up. I am talking. If I catch any of you throwing stuff at anyone, I'm gonna shoot you. Understand? Keep yourself under control, or you're gonna leave this courthouse. Do you understand?
You threw the stuff at the defendant first. I picked it up and pushed it back.
Do you understand? It's not about there's no debate here.
Start breaking legs.
The next person who throws something is going to get shot in the knees. Understand? I don't care who it is.
Legs.
Yes, you can. If they throw something, you can break your leg. Sanjay, shut the fuck up. Understand? This is a trial. This ain't a party. This is a trial. Okay? There's serious accusations here. I do not want to see any people playing kiss chase in the back. I want to see things being thrown. I don't want to see people laughing. This is a trial. Understand? Listen and shut the fuck up, or leave. It's your one and only warning. Understand? Anything that gets thrown, I'm watching right now, and I'll come over and I'll shoot you in the knees. I've given you ample warning. Understand? Now, Mr. Peterson, please continue.
Regretted. Yes. You said the radio broadcast had warning of injuries and harm. Would you happen to have a copy, or perhaps a transcription of this radio broadcast on hand with you?
I do not. The Fish and Wildlife Department does not possess the technology to record radio broadcasts.
I see. That is my question. I recede.
Right, Mr. Wary, you may take a seat. Thank you for your testimony, unless you got more to say.
Does the witness?
Well, I would like to say something.
Of course.
I would like to remember the involved parties that I did say to the passengers of the cars to wear a helmet and their seatbelts, and they did a helmet as this one right here. This is the helmet that I was wearing during the race. This is why I was unharmed.
Understand, Mr. Wario.
I have another objection.
Sustained. What's your objection?
Mr. Wario asked them to wear a helmet. The syndicate did not ask them to wear a helmet.
That is very.
Well,
that is very relevant.
I'm talking about the Hill Rumble. The Hill Rumble is not part of the official event.
Then who were its main organizers?
There was no organizers for the Hill Rumble.
So, you mean to tell me a group of drivers, freshly after an event, with no leadership, decided, hey, why don't we all go tumble down this hill?
Exactly.
Despite, after an event, even though members of the Syndicate Raceway were there, organizing it?
Object.
Sustained. What's your objection, sir?
The second event.
Objection. At no point during any of that did we offer any payouts which would make it an official event of ours.
Thank you, sir. Please continue, Mr. Peterson.
Can I say something?
What about the-
You are not. You can say something. You're summoned. You are not summoned. So right now, no. Mr. Peterson, please continue.
That was my objection, that he did not ask to, that, That was my objection, that the Syndicate did not ask him to wear them, whereas Wario did. As Wario is not a member of the Syndicate.
I would like to make clear that I was talking about the second event, not the first one. In the first one, it was clear that security measures had to be followed.
Right, thank you, Mr. Wario. You may take a seat unless there's any more questions to be asked. Now, are there any more witnesses to be called to the stand? I understand, Miss. I'm sorry, I don't know your name back there, Miss. You had something to say?
I'd like to call Taylor Shaw to the stand.
Right. Miss Taylor Shaw, if you'd like to come up, please. Miss Taylor Shaw, if you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do, sir.
Right, please continue, Mr. Peterson.
Now, Miss Shaw, you arrive at the Syndicate Raceway. You enter into the premises. What do you expect from the night? Are you giving any warning? Any idea? Are you even told about this downhill tumble?
So we went with Lancaster and a bunch of the other CS members to the event. We were really excited. We got there. It was the first event was indeed the course, the rally course that they went through. I'm pretty sure they did say stay back into the stand so that you don't get run over. So they were really clear about safety at that point. I was expecting, some beers, some weed, some good times, some race cars, some hot girls maybe.
I think there was.
Before you entered into the downhill tumble, who certified this event? Who organized it?
So, Syndicate Raceway, how I found out about the event was a flyer in one of the traders. It looked like fun, so I planned to go. So it was, for me, it was a Syndicate-sponsored event, the whole thing.
Now, the downhill tumble in particular.
So leading up to that, the gentleman, I think it was Payne, won the race. I can't remember. And then there whole bunch of winners in the center of the track, and then like 2 or 3 of them stepped up to like kind of the edge of the cart, like the racetrack, kind of addressing the crowd, and they were like, "Hey guys, we're gonna have like an after party downhill race, downhill tumble, whatever they called it. So like, everyone's encouraged to jump in a car, and we're gonna drive over there, and it was kind of like, come on in, jump in. There was no mention of like safety or." It was just like, yeah, it'll be fine. Jump in a ride. Like, jump in with Wario. Jump in,
So not only was no safety equipment provided,
One moment,
no
Mr. Peterson.
idea
One
of
moment, Mr.
warning.
Peterson.
Don't worry, he's been handled.
He has been handled. He has been handled.
Please stay at the other end of this here wall. Understand? Get up and start moving. Thank you. You put your hands down. I'm not going to shoot you yet. You may have made a mistake, right? So I'm going to get you this one chance.
I'll use real bullets next. I'll use real bullets next.
Please shoot in the kneecaps first. Don't go for the head. Right. Now, this trial needs to continue. It's a fair trial. And if the audience starts to mess around, the audience is going to leave. Understand? Right. Mr. Peterson, please continue.
Now, with this reckless event, it sounds almost encouraged by the Syndicate Raceway, who organized this event. This reckless behavior of, let's go down the hill. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying, who needs helmets? Come on, guys. It's all gonna be fun.
Objection.
Sustained. What's your objection, sir?
At no point were we telling anybody that was riding along. The driver, these people had to enter the car after the fact to get into Wario's car. Once we got to that section of the hill, they were not going to be going down the hill to start off with.
Alright, thank you, sir.
I would like to clarify that, if that's okay.
You may clarify, miss. You still understand?
Me and Shad Marley got into the car, into Wario's vehicle on Syndicate property. We got into the vehicle at the raceway and drove to the hill. So we were on Syndicate property, and they watched us get into the vehicles, encouraged us to get into the vehicles before we left the property.
And I will ask again. All the advertisement you see, the flyer, even some of the event listings, none of it informed you or possibly even entertained the thought of, hey, you might get hurt at this event. Were you shown a waiver? Like, if you went to Six Flags. They always make you sign a waiver at Six Flags because it's a dangerous environment.
Rejected. Please let him finish. I said reject. I said reject. I said rejected. Get back to your bench. Thank you, sir. Let him finish. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm deaf in one ear.
It's no different if you go to Daytona Beach and you're signed to ask a waiver. I would expect the same from any racetrack that has some sense of safety procedure. But yeah, what I see here is a reckless endangerment of people's lives that, quite frankly, is abhorrent and, at best, indignant.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Is that all you got to say?
So there was no safety
Miss,
warning
miss. I'm afraid you have to. Obviously, the questions need to be asked for you to talk, miss. It is questioning, unless it's a statement.
Pardon me.
Of course. Mr. Peterson, do you have more questions?
Yes. Leading up to the crash, describe it. From the moment you were on the hill to moment of impact. What happened?
So we are in the car. Wario's being awesome, chatting us up, having a good time. The guys say 3, 2, 1, go. We take off down the hill. Wario kind of like goes right a little bit into kind of like the pack of people, and then the other guy kind of clips us and flips over, barrel rolls, and my life flashed before my eyes. Oh God, it was terrible.
After the crash, what happened?
I woke up down at the ski lift. People were around my body. I was so hurt. I had some whiplash. My neck was stiff, and mentally, oh God, mentally it was just awful. The damages are almost irreparable. That's what I said.
And at no point, until of your own volition, were you treated by a doctor at the scene?
No, the syndicate did not provide doctors at all. It just seems like they don't care about safety.
Did they provide any consolation, even?
No, I mean, I'm not even asking for much. A tiny box of nails for my hardships.
Now, you went to visit Dr. Sanjay, correct?
Yes,
Describe
sir.
the extent
He's one
of
of the
your
best
injuries.
doctors. I had severe whiplash in my neck, and then it was sore for weeks afterwards. Oh God, it's still kind of sore. I can't really look over my left shoulder that well. And the mental brain damage is just, the mental trauma is just irreplaceable.
Traumatic event.
Very traumatic.
Mr. Judge Weasel, I do have the doctor's notes from Mr. Sanjay, if the court would wish them read aloud.
Of course. Please read it out, Mr. Peterson.
No, I was handing it to you to read out.
Yes, I'll read it out. Sorry, I misheard what you said. Alright, let me read this note for everyone. It's an official medical report from Dr. Sanjay. There is a signature on here. So, let me read this out. In addition, patient suffers from mental trauma. Patient no sleep good. Patient no good. Patient seeing the dead everywhere. This very now need the assistance of the drugs to live the life. Dr. Sanjay, refer patient to Dr. Sanjay for counseling and refer to Dr. Sanjay for the prescription drugs, which now lead to... I'm afraid the rest of the medical prescription has been cut off from a visual glitch. But you can see the note quite clearly is what it says. Let me show the jury.
I believe I might have the rest of the note here.
Perfect.
It was cut into 2 parts. My bad.
Yes. Let me
Dr.
finish reading.
Sanjay is very thorough.
Let me read the rest of the note. Still signed by Dr. Sanjay. It's in the summary. It says, summary. Patient visit to Dr. Sanjay after racing event at the Syndicate Raceway. She involved in the car crash. Upon medical examination of the patient, the Dr. Sanjay concluded the patient suffered from a broken neck. Patient need Dr. Sanjay right away.
Oh, God.
Quite extensive injuries. I believe that concludes my questioning.
Syndicate, do you have any questions for the witness here?
I have a few about...
Yeah, you go ahead.
What if I take this? So I just have a quick questions about safety in general. In most places, when riding a bicycle, do you need to wear a helmet?
Yep.
No.
Yeah. That's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
All right, let's step that up a
Unless you're, like,
little
old.
bit. Yeah, I mean, you're not that old, so I'd imagine you'd wear a helmet. That's nice. But if you ride a motorcycle, you think you also need to wear a helmet?
Yeah.
So, if you're doing a
One
downhill
moment.
derby...
One moment, sir. Mr. Peterson, would you mind letting whoever's outside inside, please?
Yeah.
Keep going, sir. I'm sorry about that.
If you're doing a downhill derby, what possessed you to not think, man, I might need a helmet for this? It sounds like common safety procedure for action sports as it is.
Do you wear a helmet in a vehicle all the time?
I mean, if I'm doing off-roading or possible downhill activities, I do.
You know, the car looks
Well, maybe
structurally
that's something
safe.
you
It had
should
just been
enforce.
through another
Yep.
event. I feel that's something, you know, I don't carry a helmet around with me all the time, man. Like, I think that's something you guys should have at least provided. Like, I would have put one on if it was, you were like, hey, here's a helmet, bro.
I mean, from what Wario said before, you were offered a helmet. So you declined the use of a helmet. One way or another, whether it be through the
I
syndicate.
accepted the use
Objection.
of the helmet, but he didn't have one.
Sustained. What's your objection?
Who was the helmet offered by? Wario Cascali or the Syndicate Raceway?
I don't think it matters much.
It
personally.
does. Let Mr. Peterson finish. Miss Taylor? Answer the question.
Yeah. I was offered by Wario to wear a helmet, not Syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Take a seat. Please continue.
I mean, I just want the record to show that the defendant was offered a helmet, and out of their own concerns, one way or another, declined to wear one.
False, because I accepted one, but he didn't have an extra on it.
Well, then you shouldn't have gone on the ride.
that's a false
Personally
statement.
speaking, I had to miss most of the event due to weather. It's my bad. But I know
So
our rules, and
he's-
I know the safety
He's
precautions.
questioning me and he wasn't even there? I think that's...
I'm just asking simple questions about possibly wearing helmets and safety. It
He's
doesn't
legal.
matter where you are.
He's legal representation, Miss Shaw. He's allowed to ask questions.
Alright, fair. Fair.
Personally staff, but it's alright.
Fair. Any other questions?
Is there any further questions from either Mr. Peterson or the Syndicate Raceway?
No questions, Your Honor.
No,
Syndicate.
one second. I want to see where Tony went off to.
Has Tony had a little little
Brain dead
seizure?
here.
Right, let's take a brief
Yeah.
recess then while we make Mr. Tony to wake up. Mr. Peterson, if you'd like to open the door, people want to have a little smoke while we wait for Mr. Tony to wake back up.
Judge, can I have a word with you? in
Of
private?
course. Come on up.
I'm
All
not
right,
sure
Columba.
about the- I'm not sure about the rest of it, but Tony and I are getting some eyes from the.
Yo, everyone.
There's a crime
I'm not
happening
always
right
got my
here.
safety here.
I'm just gonna get out of
Hey,
it.
you weren't summoned here. Please take a
If
step
anyone
back.
shoots me, I'll blow a
Step
brains
back.
out. All right, I just want to get out of here peacefully.
Don't. Nobody. What the hell?
Yes! Haha!
Oh my god.
Nadia.
Oh, what the hell?
No, my friend! Your friend fucked up.
What the hell?
Right,
am I
well,
doing?
thankfully the hostage
Hey, you
situation.
all good?
Silence! Silence is
I
fine.
don't know.
Everyone's fine. Right, thankfully,
Judge, I would like to sue whoever shot because I got shot too.
we'll speak that another time.
You okay?
Shut up!
My
Silence,
bad.
please. Hey,
I don't know.
excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
I don't know.
Shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Listen,
Oh my god.
listen.
I mean,
I think I'm
we're
gonna
in
have to
recess, so
We are at recess. Please listen.
No, you okay, you okay.
Please listen.
so no one has control over anything. We're in recess at that point.
Yeah, it's also in my courthouse.
Just
Please
breathe,
be quiet.
Just breathe. Inside.
Everyone,
Breathe the air,
please
and then
listen.
you breathe out. Oh,
Hey. Listen,
Oh my
listen.
you can do this.
Everyone's.
In and out. He.
Dr. Sanjay.
Like this.
Where do
Sanjay,
I
please,
do it?
carry Miss Karama outside. Please.
Okay, let's go. He who? Breathe. Come on, let's go.
Right.
Come on, you need the fresh air.
Well, I thank you for whoever put that man down. Obviously, what's happened right now is regrettable. I'd like to scrape anything this gentleman has been said. It is now to be erased
Oh my god.
from what's been said in the trial. I'd like the jury to ignore everything this man had said during his testimony, please. I'm very sorry, Syndicate Raceway, but that's just what happens when a man points a gun at someone else in my courthouse.
Well, that doesn't sound very lawful to me.
It is the law.
I was just held up at the gunpoint.
Right.
Oh my god.
Is your man back? Right. Okay. Recess is over. I'd like to get the trial back. Don't worry about the corpse. It's quite normal in these parts, in these lands.
Can we get like a 2-minute extension to recess right quick?
A 10-minute extension?
No, 2 minutes.
2 minute. Of course, we can have a 2-minute extension on the recess, and then the trial shall recommence.
Yeah, come with me.
I was in the middle of a conversation anyway.
What just happened?
Come over here.
So as I was saying, I'm fearing for me and my compatriot's safety on the way out of here. These guys are throwing stuff, giving looks, hopping the fence at us.
Yes. I understand they've been given ample warning, and they will be kneecapped next time it happens. Now, obviously, the man who took part in this offence just then, he'd been put down, so everything's quite clear. I just saw a brain get thrown, but I didn't see by whom, I'm afraid.
Who killed my buddy? Who killed him? That's it.
Thank you. Right. I'm
Simon?
obviously keep. Who the fuck is Simon?
Who?
I don't know what your damn name is, boy. What? Who killed him?
Who the fuck are you? Get it back behind the wall, please.
Your beard is stupid.
Now, what'd you say?
I've just been stuff's been thrown at me again.
Right, okay. Now, because someone decides they can't start throwing stuff, I'd like everyone to leave. Except for Mr. Rain, Mr. Alex here, who's reporting on it. Everyone now has to leave because people can't stop throwing stuff, and I'm putting the people here at risk.
Hey, Sock,
What's up?
Could you not do that?
What, because they took it
not
over
do that,
there and
Weasel?
dropped it like
I said stop throwing, and you kept throwing. I'm giving you the chance to
They
leave.
took it over there.
It's my
and dropped
courthouse.
it like someone
It's
threw it at 'em.
my courthouse, and I'm asking you to leave. I can ask you to leave, but Mr. Rain here is going to shoot you. He's being permitted to stay. Please take a step. You're not part of the trial. It doesn't hurt if you're outside or inside. So step out.
I mean, I've been watching.
Yeah, watching. You're not part of the trial. Please leave.
Okay, man. I'll be seeing you around.
I never said that.
Yeah, okay,
Your Honor, am I?
Yes, Mr. Alex? Nah, it's fine. The man who's been throwing things has been kicked out. I'm not happy with things being thrown. I don't care by whom. They shall leave. Now, we're gonna
talk about
Mr.
We can offer you a little less than that, you know.
Mr. Peterson, are you ready?
Ready?
Right.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, this trial's gonna recommence.
Let's do it.
Ask the correct question next time.
Grayson, get back.
Now, please be silent. Miss Taylor Shaw, would you like to come back up again to your witness box?
Sir.
Now we have. I asked you to stop cacawing. Please do stop.
I believe he's not inside.
Sounds like he's outside.
That's fine. You can stay outside. Anyway. Let's get this trial underway.
My
Right.
questions for Miss Shaw were complete. If I recall correctly, I think the syndicate
Yeah, it was the syndicate. They were up. I believe Mr. What was your name, sir? Sorry, I believe you were getting ready to ask some questions.
I don't
Bruce?
have any more questions.
Radio, if you may take a seat, Miss Taylor Shaw.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any more witnesses from either side?
I would like to call Dr. Sanjay up to the stand.
Dr. Sanjay, please come up.